Cambridge is well known for its ancient colleges, sleepy meandering river and traitorous spies. The city combines cosmopolitan living with charming surroundings that feel like you're in a giant production of Midsummer Murders meets Harry Potter.
The nightlife, however, is pretty dreadful.
The city's 3 main nightclubs offer little variety, and every Saturday night the otherwise beautiful market square becomes a vision of hell that would cause Hieronymus Bosch to choke on his kebab.
Yet pub culture thrives in a city that, if legend is to be believed, boasts the highest number of pubs per head of anywhere in the country. With well over 100 pubs for just 100,000 residents, you're never far from a pint. And Cambridge is an ale city, hosting the 3rd largest beer festival in the country. Here, in fact, on Jesus Green, though obviously not right now, come back in late May.
And the city boasts 10 entries in the Pubgoer's Bible, the Good Beer Guide.
Tourists and undergraduates tend to stick very much to the city centre. There you'll find Cambridge's most famous pub, the Eagle, near King's College.
It was here in 1953 that Francis Crick announced he and James Watson had discovered the secret of life, DNA. Thanks to them we have Jurassic Park, CSI and some of the more compelling evidence in the O.J. Simpson trial.
There's also one of Cambridge's oldest pubs, the Pickerel. With its low beams and warm fires, it's a perfect winter spot, especially because they serve Theakston's Old Peculiar, a particularly dark brew.
Cambridge also boasts Europe's biggest pub, not that we'd recommend it.
But it's really off the tourist trail that the exceptional pubs of great character can be found, and it's those we're here to show you. It's a tough job.
On the other side of Parker's Piece Common you'll find the less famous Mill Road, described by the Daily Telegraph as perhaps Britain's most ethnically diverse street. We're not sure if this was a compliment in the Telegraph's eyes, but it certainly is in ours. Best of all, the area is home to 2 particularly special pubs.
The Live and Let Live on Mawson Road, just off Mill Road, sits at the corner of a Victorian terrace. Its intriguing name is said to have derived from breweries' opposition to the efforts of Gladstone to regulate beer, which landlords were often instructed to either water down or add salt to.
In a canny bit of PR, the brewers managed to spin an attempt at consumer protection as an extension of the nanny state. Thankfully, the Live and Let Live sentiment is represented more broadly these days.
And the beer is some of the best in the city, with 7 real ales, a selection of Belgian beers and real cider.
So, what's good at the moment? Cheers. Alright, you have to try this though.
It's one of those pubs where you have a lot of guest beers.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of ale out there. You know, we like our beer. We know that there is a lot of shit beer out there.
There is.
And it's one of those places where you do genuinely trust the instincts of whoever's buying it in.
Well, the other thing as well is that...
It's kind of, without wanting to sound too pretentious about it, it's quite nicely curated.
Yeah, I mean, the guy knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
I mean, even if he hasn't tried the beer himself, he'll know the brewery or he'll have met someone who, you know...
But it's kind of worth trying on his recommendation.
Sure.
If you see what I mean.
Well, like when I went to the bar, I didn't just go with my own instinct. I said, you know, what's good, and they know what's good, and they serve it well. But I do find that with there's a bit of a thing at the moment for saying that microbreweries are good. You know, oh, you must have something from a microbrewery, and yeah, there are brilliant microbreweries making interesting beers. But there is also this idea that because it's from a small brewery, it must be good. And I could, not that I'm going to, name a few really crappy small breweries. But you come here and you see beer from breweries that you wouldn't see perhaps elsewhere, with the exception of the other pubs we're going to be visiting today. Which are...
To be fair, I can't imagine that we're going to go to many pubs where you've just got like the Fosters and your Carling and Guinness on...
No, although there does tend to be a certain sort of violent charm to the places that just have Fosters and just have Carling.
You know what you get.
It's funny that they redecorated it in wood because the pub actually was burnt to a cinder inside in about 1998.
Oh, really?
So the decision to go with wood inside is kind of a 2 fingers to the fire, really.
Or might prove to be a terrible mistake.
It could actually. One wonders whether this did anything for their insurance premiums, actually. Yeah. Should probably take the water out of shot. I look like a lightweight.
Yeah, why have you got water then, John?
Because actually I have a bit of a hangover.
You don't like beer at all, do you?
This is a front.
You're teetotal.
Yes. Yeah, this is actually Ribena. Head further down Mill Road and you soon reach Gwydir Street, home of the Cambridge Blue. The pub has stood here since the 1860s, though not always with its current name. For most of its history, it was known as the Dewdrop Inn,
a cringeworthy pun on do drop in.
The current name refers to the university's sports colours. But as well as students wanting to get away from college life, the pub attracts an eclectic crowd after a decent brew.
Current licensees Terry and Jethro have only been in charge of the pub for a year. They're an experienced and friendly couple who had previously worked wonders on the Carlton Arms in the north of the city.
So how have you found this area of Cambridge?
I love this area. Do you like this area?
It's okay. Yeah, it's not too bad.
Yeah, it's nice. It's pretty cosmopolitan, a bit bohemian. You know, you get a right mix of people.
Now, when it comes to beer, you're not exactly spot for choice at this pub. You've got Woodford's Wherry, which is a lovely golden ale, and that's available here all the time. But as well as that, you've got a huge range of weird and wonderful guest beers from small breweries all over the country.
Actually, make that from all over the world. There's also a large beer garden where the pub holds its own beer festivals.
Now tell us about the beer festivals, because I know that you've been doing summer and winter beer festivals.
Yeah, we've had a couple of small beer festivals when we first came here, but we had a real big one in June, and that's going to be an annual event. And we did 98 different beers in the week, and we've got a couple more coming up in the near future. So watch out for posters in the windows, basically.
So let me introduce you to Mark. This is one of the regulars. How long have you been drinking here?
12 years.
12 years or so.
Yeah.
And how's it been since Terry and Jethro have taken over?
It's opened up. Cambridge pubs, generally speaking, some of them can be a bit cliquey. Terry and Jethro are both very friendly, so it's just a good pub. It's my regular.
So you're an ale drinker?
Yeah, Scottish, believe it or not. Yeah, I am. Yeah, but no, I like my ales, but there's always a selection of ales. Not just to do stouts, lagers, obviously as well, but good cider and a selection of ales from straw ales through to dark ales as well. So
great.
Place.
Thanks very much.
You're welcome.
So, do you enjoy it?
Yeah, we do. Yeah.
Yes.
A qualified yes.
That wasn't meant to sound so
equivocal. Yeah.
We're still smiling, so
just about.